guys, I'm Sota.
I'm Yuta.
And today we're going to be interviewing our friend Nick, an American who does a wide range of activities here in Japan. Nick is a comedian, an English teacher, and also a social media influencer on YouTube and Instagram, among many other things. So today we're going to be asking him how he learned Japanese and what life is like here in Japan.
Now let's get started.
Yeah.
This is Nick. Nice to meet you, Nick.
Nice to meet you. I've met you many times. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you guys again. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. How about you?
Good. You?
Good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too.
Nice.
Well, Nick is pretty well known as an English language influencer, but our channel, our viewers are mainly foreign people, so
I see.
they may not know you. So could you please introduce yourself, if in Japanese?
Oh,
if
you want to do it in Japanese?
Yeah.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、ニックです。僕はアメリカ人で日本に来て16年ぐらい経ってます。で、もともとカリフォルニア出身だったんですけど、子供の時から日本が好きで、日本のアニメとか、龍安寺ってわかる京都の、
Yeah.
日本庭園みたいなとことか、日本の文化侍とかそういう歴史が好きで、大学生の時に日本に来て、で、ずっと住んでます。日本
16
Yeah, 16 years だからコメディとか、インスタの英語とかそういうインフルエンサーの仕事とかいろんなね、YouTube とかやってるんで、もしよかったら、はい。
Make sure to check his channel out, Instagram, everything. It's
Nice,
super cool.
nice.
Yeah, so today we're going to be interviewing him.
Please interview me.
Yeah, so let's start.
Let's do it.
So how did you become interested in Japan and Japanese in the first place?
Sure, when I was 6 years old, I was into Zen meditation. I have no idea why. You know what, Zazen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always into it, and my mom bought me a miniature version of Ryoanji, which is a famous temple in Kyoto. And that was the first thing. Gardens, Japanese gardens. It's a very strange hobby for a 6-year-old. But then I started watching anime and samurai movies, like Kurosawa Akira movies. Have you ever seen them?
We've heard of it.
Yeah, you should watch it. Shichinin no Samurai. It's so good. Really good. And then she was my math teacher in high school. She was Japanese. So she taught me some Japanese too, and we went to Japan, and it was either 2001 or 2002, and I love Japan. I went to Oita. You know Oita?
Oita, yeah.
Yeah, in Osaka, in Tokyo. And then I graduated high school, and I started studying Japanese history in college. Yeah, so that's how I got interested in Japan.
Nice.
Okay. So I think you were interested in Japan and started to learn Japanese, but how did you learn?
So the first thing I did was kind of weird, but I was watching movies and anime in Japanese, when I was really young. But then I learned words.
Oh yeah.
Like tango, very random ones, yagi or ichigo, kyuri. Just remember the words. I didn't know the kanji. I could just write them in English. And then I studied Japanese and a little bit in high school and mostly in college. And then I just watched tons of Japanese TV. Just Japanese shows, Japanese movies, Japanese anime. I was listening to Japanese all the time. I actually didn't do much reading, mostly just listening. So that's really how my Japanese got good. So a lot of listening, and then when I came to Japan, I started speaking. Yeah.
I see.
So kind of like how we
Exactly.
Immersion, right?
Yeah.
Listening to it.
So I was a little bit older than you guys when I learned Japanese. So the older you are, the worse your pronunciation becomes.
Yeah.
So since you guys learned it when you were babies, your pronunciation's perfect. And of course I'm not perfect, but I was still young enough to learn it pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were in high school and college,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, what was the biggest obstacle that you came across when learning Japanese, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, so obviously for Japanese people, the biggest obstacle is English pronunciation.
Oh, yeah.
It's very difficult, linking and
Yeah, because in those little pronunciations don't exist in the Japanese.
No, Japanese has a very
language.
simple
Yeah.
kaki.
Yeah.
But obviously for an American, the hardest thing would be kanji.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely. The writing.
Yeah, the writing is very difficult. So I actually just kind of ignored it. A lot of kids in my class were trying to learn kanji all the time, and none of them got that good at Japanese because you really have to learn how to speak and listen first. After living in Japan for a long time, of course I did study kanji, but you naturally get good at kanji because you see it every day.
Yeah.
Like on the train, you know? Or like on signs and stuff, and you just get used to it. So it was never my strong point. It still isn't my strong point, but I can read any like line message or like, you know, mail or something like that. But in graduate school, do you know what graduate school is? It's like you go to college and then after college you go to grad school. We had to read in Japanese, and it was like, here's a book, read it in 5 days, and it's in Japanese. So it's like
then there's gonna be a pop quiz.
yeah, so it's super. I mean, you have to like read it really fast. So we called it blitzkrieg reading, where you never look up the words that you don't know, and you just read it and understand 40%, and then you actually learn the kanjis just from the context of the words around it. So by the time I finished, even though I couldn't really understand anything at first, I just naturally learned it. And one more thing, it's a waste of time to write kanji because nobody writes kanji now.
Oh.
You know, just read it.
Yeah.
Just learn how to read it because you could just type it.
Yeah,
or say it in the phone.
Yeah, and then it's gonna automatically.
Yeah, it automatically comes up.
Kanji,
And if you can read it, you know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us any reference books, or like videos that helped you learn Japanese?
So the biggest thing for books, I don't really recommend books too much for adults because you learn the wrong pronunciation.
Yes.
So I recommend watching animes first. I think the best anime to watch and learn Japanese is Pokemon. Because it's fun to watch. It's not too difficult, but not too easy. You could also watch things you've already watched in English. Like a movie you've already watched in English.
You would know like the context.
Exactly, the story and the context, so you might pick up words faster.
Yeah.
But if you are going to read anything, obviously manga, because there's pictures to see the context for the words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you can understand.
So, well, but you know, if you're gonna read manga or something, maybe just watch a show or something.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, like for like a manga like that, or there's tons of them. I mean, you could watch what you like, right?
Yeah.
You know, One Piece, whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever you're into. Yeah.
Also, I use Anki a lot. You know Anki? It's like it's a program.
Remember.
Yeah, to remember words. There's tons of different Anki decks for English learners of, you know, people who are English learners who are learning Japanese.
Yeah.
Not English learners, Japanese learners.
Yeah, Japanese.
Yeah.
Are there any YouTube channels or YouTubers that you recommend for like learning Japanese?
Oh, now I'm learning Spanish, so I'm watching everything in Spanish every day. But in Japanese, what would be a good one? I think the things I listen to are too advanced. Like All Night Nippon, do you know the radio?
No.
Or Odori, they're like comedians. They have a radio show. I'm trying to think of something easy in Japanese. Oh, I wonder if they have Peppa Pig in Japanese.
Peppa Pig?
Yeah, do you know Peppa Pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have like Japanese.
Yeah. I don't watch anything in Japanese now. I watch everything in Spanish, so.
Yeah, but like these days there are a lot.
There's
of
so many YouTubers. So many YouTubers. Yeah.
So there must be something.
Yeah, there has to be something. I'm the wrong guy to ask because I stopped watching things in Japanese.
There has to be something that's easy to understand and in Japanese. So.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I really think anime is the best.
Yeah.
You know,
honestly, yeah.
Easy context.
Yeah, easy context.
And the story is interesting on its own, so.
Yeah, so you won't get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're starting from like 0, maybe Anpanman is really good. Because it's like super easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's super simple. All the kids in Japan watch Anpanman, so.
Except me.
Yeah.
He hates Anpanman.
You don't like Anpanman?
Yeah.
Why do you not like it? Do you like Anpan? Do you like to eat it or no?
I don't even like to eat it. I just don't like him. I mean, what is he doing?
Taking his
face off and giving it out to other kids. Like.
しかも投げるのは激しすぎるでしょ
That is cursed.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. You have learned Japanese and now you're trying to learn Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think is a good tip to learning a new language?
The best tip to learning a new language is to accept that you don't understand anything at first.
Okay.
For kids, it's okay because you guys were so young. You didn't even understand Japanese.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for an adult, I've been doing Spanish for almost 3 years now.
Okay.
Or maybe it's almost 2 years. I forgot. 2 years or 3 years. But I didn't understand anything I was watching. Like, I was watching nonsense. It was like alien, like, foreign,
Yeah.
like some just different country or a different planet. So you have to accept that you don't understand anything.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing, but you have to keep watching.
Yeah, because a lot of people like just stop at that point.
Yes.
Because they're like, oh no, I can't do this.
Exactly. Even now, because my Spanish got so good, I can like watch like a normal TV show now, but sometimes it will be too difficult for me, and there's a voice in my head saying, quit.
Yeah.
Quit. Like, watch something in English, watch something in Japanese.
Yeah.
But you have to just keep pushing.
Yeah, because when you just start a language, you feel like you're never going to get there.
Yeah. You know what I always imagine language acquisition as? There's two armies. Your army is the huge army with like 1 million troops, and the other army is like one with like 5,000. Say they're really good at fighting, and you're not. The only way you can win is just to keep sending troops, and like you just keep sending your like brain like to fight the other language.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine myself as one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep learning a new language.
Yeah, you can't stop.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Even when your brain is like stop. That
You gotta do it if you want
have to
to.
keep going.
If you want to
Yeah.
learn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From here, we're going to like ask you questions about like your life in Japan.
Sure.
Okay. So like, what are some things that you felt when you first came to Japan?
I felt like I was in the future, because the buildings are super new. Like,
Really?
I mean, America has, I guess, new places, but where I'm from, I'm actually like from like Bay Area, San Francisco. Everything just seems old, and I mean the roads are kind of messed up. But when I first came to Osaka, like I saw, I don't know, I can't explain it because you guys were born here, so it's all you know. But everything looks like super futuristic. But I was really happy to be here, and the food.
Just the buildings or the people also?
Oh, the buildings. I mean, it's so different from America.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody dresses different. Everybody acts different. The food is different. The sights look different. The smells are different. But I mean, this is a kind of a bad way to put it, but it feels like you're like in a Disneyland when you first come. Because
Right.
you're in like a totally different world.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget, I really liked Mr. Donut's ramen and donut set. They have like a ramen, you can eat ramen and have a donut.
Ramen and donuts.
Psycho.
Comment if you ever eaten ramen at Mr. Donut.
Yeah.
Did you feel any good points or problems in Japan since you've been born in the US and have come to Japan?
I see. Well, I mean, Japan is a very different place, right?
Yeah.
But the first thing I could say, there's many more good points than bad points. First, it's safe. Like,
Yes.
You guys can just walk to school if you have to, right? You could get on the train or take a bus. You see these little tiny kids coming back late at night. Super safe. You can walk anywhere. I actually have heard some like women say they can't walk anywhere, but compared to the States, I'm comparing Japan to the States. It's much safer of a country. It's very just easy to live. There's convenience stores everywhere with food, easy to pay bills. The people are very nice and helpful. What are the bad points? The only bad points I can think of are like Japanese people usually listen to whoever tells if there's somebody above them that tells them to do something, they do it.
They'll just do it, and they're not gonna tell their opinion.
Yeah. They don't tell their opinion. That's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the government will say something and everybody listens without questioning.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's the only thing I can really think of.
Okay.
Yeah, like Japanese people are shy.
Yeah. Pretty timid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you are careful about or like really think about when you're dealing or talking with Japanese people?
I try not to be too private. Because Americans are very private. It was really interesting. I forgot. There's some famous Japanese academic said that Japanese feel like they have to kind of hide their private lives, and Americans a lot of the time feel the opposite. Like they have to say everything about themselves. But it's not quite as small talk friendly. You know, small talk when you're walking down the street and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? I like your shoes." Like you would never say that in Japan, right? Or you wouldn't just walk near someone in Japan and say, "Hi, how's it going?"
Yeah,
Like
you wouldn't talk to someone
you're crazy,
running
right?
the street.
Yeah.
It's like that in some part of the
in
United
Japan,
States too.
in Japan, you would, who are you?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If you're like, "Konnichiwa," they'd be like, "Konohito dareda?" Yeah. But that's about it.
Yeah.
The other thing, maybe senpai kohai relationships. It's very complicated. I think it's too deep to talk about on the
Yes.
channel, but
That we could make a whole video.
yeah. Like, there's it's a hierarchical. Is that
Yeah,
the right
right.
word? Society. Hierarchy society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Are there any like must-visit places when you come to Japan?
There's so many. There's too many. For your first time, I would say Meiji Jingu is really beautiful. Sensoji is really beautiful. I like Aso-san in Kyushu because of the
Yeah.
onsen. Kyoto Ryoanji. Osaka Castle. Actually, Saga Castle is really beautiful.
Really?
Too. Yeah, in Saga. Also, Kiyomizu.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Have you been there? There's so many places. Osaka is amazing. But yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend staying for like 3 weeks and traveling around Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are there any like favorite Japanese foods or like foods that you still have trouble eating? Like,
Okay, let me start with favorite.
yeah.
Okay, so this isn't even Japanese food, but Japanese people are really good at making pizzas and burgers, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's-
are the McDonald's in America?
No,
and-
I don't mean that. I mean like the actual restaurants. for
Oh.
things. Like if you go to like an Italian pizza place here, they do it like really well. Or like, of course not everywhere, but on average, Japanese food is much higher quality
Really?
than other places. Yeah, like you could go to America and find a really amazing place or a horrible place. Usually Japan is like pretty good or really good.
Oh.
But tonkatsu I really like.
Oh.
Tonkatsu places. Yakiniku, which some people say is
Okay.
like Korean, but I think it's kind of Japanese here. Yakitori, so
Oh, yeah,
chicken
that's
on a
amazing.
skewer, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
I really love that.
There's a really good place in Shimokitazawa called Eki.
Eki.
Yeah, Eki.
Okay.
And then another kushi place called Jomon in Shibuya. It's amazing, but you have to get a reservation. They have no sign or anything like that, but it's busy every single night.
So you have to get a
Yeah,
reservation.
Jomon. You guys should check out Jomon.
Check it out.
And food that I don't really like seafood.
Me
Really?
too.
Like both
Yeah,
of them?
I mean, I
In
prefer it.
general?
If I'm gonna eat it, it has to be raw.
Really?
Namano.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't like grilled seafood or anything like that.
really?
Yeah. So if it's like sushi, maybe just maguro or like sashimi,
Oh,
that type
okay.
of thing. But I'm not a big seafood fan. I know that's horrible to say since I live in Japan. But you don't like it either?
I'm from the U.S., but I don't like fish whatsoever.
yeah. You're from the U.S. too.
Yeah, I'm from
Why
the
do you
US.
not like fish?
I just feel like it's kind of off. Like it's stinky. It's not
Yeah,
stinky,
yeah,
but
totally. I understand. Okay.
I love fish. Comment if you like fish. Okay, so this is the last question.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for like people who are trying to learn Japanese or want to like come to Japan but have yet to take the plunge?
Okay, if you want to learn Japanese, every day, at least 1 hour, you have to listen
Yes,
to Japanese.
at least.
At
if
least.
you can, listen 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours or 2 hours or 3 hours if you can. That's what I did with Spanish. If you want to come to Japan, first you got to have the money.
Yeah.
Right? But once you come to Japan, it's such an easy country to get around. There's trains everywhere.
It's really convenient. so
Exactly.
you're probably not going to have any trouble. I mean, like, the people at the train stations, like, there are a lot of people who can speak English as well, so... And there's, like, announcements in English, so...
yeah, they do announcements in English.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to get the money to come, and then it's
Yeah.
really easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, if you get lost, it's not like you're going to end up in a dangerous neighborhood or something
Yeah,
like that,
so,
right? So,
yeah.
And the restaurants are so good, you could just walk into some random place and it will probably be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's my advice. I mean, the main advice is to really listen to Japanese for at least 1 hour a day.
Yes.
At least 1 hour a day. Yep, that's it.
Thank you for the amazing advice.
Sure.
Thank you, Nick.
Sure, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, this was a great video.
Yeah,
We
let's
heard
do
so much
something
good
else.
advice.
Yeah, let's do something else again
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, so this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching our video today, and make sure to subscribe, push the like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!